Welcome back to Cheddar News, everyone. We've heard of great migration trends over the past year, certainly due to this pandemic, with many headlines focusing on Texas and Arizona as popular destinations. Well, it turns out that some companies, especially tech and cybersecurity firms, are actually setting up shop in one particular part of South Florida. Joining me now is Mayor Jane Castor of Tampa, Florida. Mayor Castor, thanks so much for coming on the show this afternoon. What is drawing companies to your city of Tampa?
Well, a lot of things. You know, there are a myriad of reasons that people are relocating here. We have a great quality of life, without a doubt. We're right on the water. We have low cost of living. We have great skilled workforce here. And it really is the place to be. As you may or may not know, we are Tampa Bay. We've won a couple of Stanley Cups, and we've won 2 Super Bowls, and hopefully on our way to a third one here real soon.
I did see a nice season opener, yes, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mayor Castor. I got to ask you, though, specifically in these industries of cybersecurity and technology, what is making Tampa a new hotspot for these particular industries?
Actually, we were just named #1 city in the state of Florida for tech. And it's sort of that word of mouth. People talk to me about being the cheerleader for this city, and clearly I am. I love this city, and I can talk about it all day long. But when you hear from other like companies, whether it's in cybersecurity, fintech, biomed, manufacturing, that is more impactful than what I have to say. And that's what we've seen. We've seen companies like Drift and Fast plant their flags here in Tampa, and other companies follow suit when they find out how great the Tampa Bay area is.
Of course, taxes in Florida, I think, would be a big incentive for many people to move there, along with some of the lifestyle factors that you were just listing there. Is the city of Tampa, Mayor Castor, offering any incentives to these companies to move there?
We don't. Unfortunately, the incentives for the state of Florida sunsetted. The legislature let them sunset some time back. But again, looking at the cost of living, low taxes, the incredible quality of life, those, as we have found, are incentive enough for individuals and companies to move into the Tampa Bay area.
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to the coronavirus, how is your city managing rising cases that we've seen in Florida of late?
Yeah, we've managed very well. In the beginning of the pandemic, you know, it hit everyone equally as hard, but we were able to pass a number of local ordinances, including mandatory masks, quarantining, those types of things that got us through the beginning. And while we focused on the health of our community, physical health of our community, we also had to pay attention to the economic health. And so we were able to keep our development up and moving safely. We had 52 major development projects. We were also able to keep our small businesses afloat through before any of the federal relief funding came out. We provided it for our local businesses, and then also Lift Up Local, where we let restaurants and retail move out into the streets and continue safely serving our community. Mm-hmm. We've been hit by the Delta variant, just as all others have, and we've had some state mandates come down that, you know, I may not necessarily agree with, but what we have done is put initiatives in place that don't contradict the state orders, but do keep our community safe. I just passed a mandatory vaccination for all of our city employees, and our unions had to vote on that, and they voted overwhelmingly in favor of it. 75% of our city employees voted in favor of the vaccination mandate, with some available options as well.
Mayor, talk to me about how you're addressing this school year. There are a lot of questions as to whether or not schools should be implementing mask mandates in Florida, even though the governor, Ron DeSantis, has said he's against mask mandates. How is your city addressing this, and what are your expectations for the school year?
So Tampa's encompassed in Hillsborough County. And Hillsborough County is the 7th largest school district in the nation and actually has its own independent school superintendent. And he's very progressive, and Addison Davis put a mask mandate in place in this school year. And the governor pushed back. There were a couple of counties that did so, and the governor pushed back initially, but has sort of let it go at this point. And it's run very smoothly. We have individuals that clearly come out and demonstrate against the masks, but from all that I've heard from teachers, from parents, from the kids themselves, that they appreciate that initiative towards keeping them safe.
Mm-hmm. And do you anticipate that children will be able to stay in school throughout this year?
Yes, I do. So we did have a number of cases when school first opened, and we had the state mandate against masking. So once our superintendent put that mask mandate in place, the cases have dropped dramatically. And so we are able to keep our schools, fortunately, able to keep our schools open.
Mm-hmm. There's been some conversations around booster shots, and I'm just curious to get your take. President Biden does support an additional booster for the Pfizer, Moderna vaccines, and we're getting some news earlier today about a booster for Johnson & Johnson, that vaccine being about 94% effective in fighting off the coronavirus. As a mayor who just implemented vaccine requirements for city workers, where do you stand when it comes to booster shots?
Well, I'm not sure anybody wants to take medical advice from me, but they need to talk to their doctors about that. But clearly, if it is demonstrated to be safe and you've had a conversation with your doctor about it, whatever's going to keep our community safe, whether you're elderly or have comorbidities, it has been shown to be effective. But we're waiting on the medical community to provide us with that advice. But we were one of the first out there with the vaccinations in the community, down in the, especially in the more challenged neighborhoods. We set up public vaccination sites that were very, very welcomed.
Mm-hmm. And how is the city of Tampa looking to manage a Buccaneers NFL stadium with tens of thousands of cheering fans inside of it? Yes, all of whom need to be vaccinated, but don't need to be wearing masks.
Right, I hear that too, and those are decisions that are made by the particular organizations, and we had very in-depth discussions with the Tampa Bay Lightning during their playoffs, and then with the Buccaneers as well. In the beginning of their season last year, are we even going to have a football season? How many people can we have safely? And I think that both organizations, the Lightning and the Buccaneers, have done a great job. And, we started a new trend here out of necessity at first to celebrate our first Stanley Cup win. We had to have a boat parade, which was fabulous. And then when the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl, we had another boat parade to be able to celebrate that victory. And it's become our tradition that I hope continues year after year here in Tampa.
All right, well, Mayor of Tampa Bay, yes, we'll wait to see if any of those championships can continue. I know a lot of people watching there. Mayor Jane Castor of Tampa, Florida, thank you so much.